Chicos, I am on fire. We are burning brightly. Let's go. I seriously just want to scream, but it's super late at night and other people in this house are going to whoop me if I do that. But look, maybe you are in a slump right now. You're lazy, you're lukewarm, your bum is sagging down that chair. But it doesn't have to stay like this. We make mistakes, we fall off, but that is okay because this video is here to turn that all around. It's not over, we're not done. I'm here to get you back in the game. There's no need to mope around. Right now, we need to reignite that fire, that consuming zeal to get you back on track. Maybe we fall off from our faith because of sin and busyness, but we gotta get back on track and try again. Don't quit now. These challenges in life are just lessons for you to learn. They make you stronger. They make you the man that you need to be. To start burning on fire for God, you need to figure out where God is working in your life. Because once you find that thing, you go all out in it. You're going to be consumed by that fire. Now, that's going to be difficult for some people because you don't even know how God is working in your life. And if that's the case, then the first thing you need to do is to slow down. You can't hear God's voice if you're running top speed all the time. If you're jumping from this thing to the next thing without any time to reflect and rest, you need to silence yourself and still your soul. We often get so busy with school, with work, hobbies, social commitments, all these things that it just gets so overwhelming. Sometimes in the past, I just get to the point where I just don't even want to do anything. Instead, I just eat chips and scroll Instagram all day, which I thought would provide me some comfort against the stress, but of course that does nothing. All it does is destroy your potential as a young man. So what you're actually going to do is grab a paper and you're going to list out every single problem in your life. You're going to write them all down. Maybe it's reading that homework textbook or studying for this test, calling that friend, cleaning up your room or making time for prayer or paying back that guy or sending that email, whatever it is. Once you're done, you're going to look at that list and bang out the easy one first. This will give you some momentum and cause a chain reaction which will make you feel more confident, feel strong, and then boom, we're back on track. We're no longer a lazy bum, we're checking off everything on this list and we're starting to ignite that fire, that hunger that kills laziness and apathy. When you organize your life and stop wasting time, you get more time with God. That means more time in the Word and more time in prayer, which will fuel your fire. When you learn to address the busyness and overwhelmingness of your life, you start to become more aware of what God is doing in your day-to-day life. That is the key. You need to have God on your mind more. Be aware of what He's doing and what He's trying to teach you. A massive hindrance to that in this modern day is the internet. So what you need to do is take a break off the internet at least for a day. Like, most of it isn't even real. It's just a bunch of all this negative stuff that you're consuming. Go out into the real world where there's real people, real love. Let your mind think for once. Create ideas, imagine new things instead of always consuming and jamming your brain full of this gunk and League of Legends gameplay. You'd actually be so surprised of how many problems you can solve by yourself with no help. But you'll never know this if you never use your brain. Just go outside and think, go for a walk. I do this myself every single week and I come up with some sick ideas, and it also creates a lot of good time for prayer. When your mind isn't full of brain rot, you can finally focus on what God's doing in your life. Now, we've been talking about what God's doing in our life, but it's still probably difficult for you to catch on. If you can pray, consider where God is leading you in this season, you'll be able to find that one thing He's calling you towards. But don't just wait around in the meantime doing nothing. Find a way to serve and lead. Maybe that's joining a youth group or your young adults group or being more involved at your church. The key here is to commit and take root wherever you are and with whomever you're with, and then do whatever it takes to elevate that community so that they can grow further in Christ. Do whatever it takes. If you've never done this before, don't even worry, because I was the same thing once. We all start somewhere. Look, right now, you're going to try everything. You're going to try serving in every single role possible to find your strengths and weaknesses. Even if you're bad at things, keep working at them, keep learning, but find that one thing that you can really commit to and then just go all out. Literally just become a straight animal. Just commit and be an absolute beast. Young men and women need to learn what it means to commit. This is one of the single most important things that you can learn at this age. We have this energy and youthfulness. We need to take advantage of this and harness it for God. If you actually committed to this one thing that God's calling you to do, maybe it's welcoming every single newcomer at your church, or you're leading the youth group, or you're teaching a course or program, or talking to that Muslim classmate, or you're researching apologetics on your own time. Whatever it is, if you went all out and gave it your all, you just straight committed, you would be on fire for God. What I'm trying to get you to do in this video is to find that one thing to commit to in this season of your life, that one thing you feel called to do, and do nothing else but that. Of course, if you're in school, you have your studies, or if you have your job, you have to work, and then you need time portioned out for your friends and family. Do those things, but don't do anything else. Literally do nothing else. Quit gaming, quit vaping, quit partying. Use your every waking hour that's free to think about, to research, and improve on whatever skills and knowledge that's needed to elevate the task that God's calling you to do. In my last year of university, I did nothing except school and my Christian fellowship. Literally nothing else. My mind was literally, how can I be so productive that I can complete these studies and this assignment in this amount of hours so that I can spend more time and planning for my men's discipleship group? I was a complete animal, right? I was so consumed by this that I cared of nothing else. I had no hobbies and no me time unless it was time with God. If I wasn't thinking about sport medicine, you can bet I was strategizing who to talk to at my fellowship to bring greater unity and belonging in the community. I would think about what encouragements I could text to my friends, considering what they said last week and what I found out that they were struggling with this week. All I did was commit to my fellowship. I stuck to this one thing until the very end. That's why I took a break on Barak Project on YouTube, because I felt God calling me to do this one thing, to serve in my fellowship and go all out, and that's what I did. That's how you burn on fire. You commit and you continue to do this one thing. Not for a week, not for a month, but for a whole school year. Maybe God's calling you to do this for 2 years, for 5 years, but be faithful, keep your head down and lock in. When you finally do this, the fire is gonna burn. It will actually renew itself, because this is all you're thinking about all the time, every single day. This is gonna consume your life. The only rest that you're gonna have is sleep and solo time with God. There's no more watching shows or scrolling TikTok as breaks, because those things don't add anything towards your goals. You gotta be so on fire for this, so hungry, that when you get tempted to either spend 30 minutes watching porn or learning and being with God, there isn't even a question. You get tempted and it just sparks the fire in you to say no immediately, and then you just get up to do God's work. A man of God sees his time as value because he sees it as not his time, but God's. He's so consumed by God's calling and serving Him and glorifying Him that nothing else matters. If you start to cut out all the garbage in your life that doesn't serve this one purpose, then you're going to start to burn on fire for God. Be single-minded. Sacrifice everything else because it's worth it. And why is it worth it? Because God is worth it, and He is worthy of our entire whole being. Alright, brothers and sisters, there it is. We are not going to give up. We're in this for the long run. The devil can't compete because we're going to keep going, keep getting stronger, feared by hell. This is what it means to burn on fire for God. Let's be consumed by this one thing. Let us have this one thing as the sole thing in our vision at all times, every single day. Let everything else go. And even if we're burned up in the process, we rest content because we know that the work of God was accomplished. And that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed and learned a thing or two. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget that you can sign up for my mailing list to receive my monthly prayer letters. But that's it for this video. Just remember, if anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. So please, kill the flesh.
Showing up uninvited. Phone up, girl, I need to go silent.